Kian hari pikiran semakin positif, karena semakin banyak yang negatif. Tapi kondisi ekonomi terus turun, bikin tekanan darah naik. Pendapatan banyak yang anjlok, sementara harga kebutuhan meroket. Tapi harapan selalu ada jika saya, kamu, semua bergerak bersama, maka Allah pun akan ubah keadaan kita menjadi lebih baik sesuai fitrahnya. Ayo, bersama angkat Indonesia menuju derajat yang sesungguhnya. Bersama Aksi Cepat Tanggap.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, sahabat dermawan. Apa kabar semuanya yang ada di rumah? Semoga teman-teman semua sahabat dermawan diberikan kesehatan dan juga kecukupan rezeki oleh Allah Subhanahu wa taala. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Sahabat, kurang dari sebulan lagi kita akan memperingati hari raya iduladha. Teman-teman udah pada berkurban belum nih? Nah, pastinya di tema Global Qurban ACT tahun ini yaitu berkurban tanpa batas. Jadi kami mau mengajak teman-teman semua, sahabat dermawan khususnya, untuk berkurban tanpa batas. Lebih dari 1, 2, atau mungkin teman-teman punya kelebihan rezeki yang banyak, bisa langsung berkurban lebih banyak dari tahun-tahun sebelumnya. Untuk itu kami mengajak semua sahabat dermawan untuk berkurban melalui Global Qurban Aksi Cepat Tanggap. Nah, seperti yang teman-teman tahu juga bahwa aksi cepat tanggap tidak hanya menyalurkan hewan kurban ini di dalam negeri saja, tapi juga di luar negeri, khususnya negeri-negeri yang mengalami konflik berkepanjangan seperti Suriah, Yaman, dan juga Palestina. Nah, sebentar lagi kita akan tersambung dengan Sister Tahany selaku Kepala Cabang ACT Cepat Tanggap di Gaza, dan nanti kita akan berbincang tentang bagaimana sih persiapan kurban di Gaza dengan segala keterbatasan yang ada di sana, dan kita juga nanti akan ngobrol gimana nanti persiapannya dan juga kemana nanti implementasinya akan dilakukan, khususnya untuk saudara-saudara kita di Gaza yang mungkin kemarin menjadi korban dalam serangan yang dilancarkan oleh Zionis di sana. Oke, kita sudah terhubung dengan Sister Tahany. Assalamualaikum Sister Tahany.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, thank you Sister Tahany for waiting. So, jadi teman-teman tadi kita sempat ada kendala komunikasi, jadi Tahany ini udah lumayan lama menunggu, jadi terima kasih. Thank you Sister Tahany for waiting, and we'll have the interview about the Qurban in Gaza. Okay, so before we talk about Qurban in Gaza, you know that you already know that many animals killed by Zionis in Gaza. How about this situation? Is that okay for people there? And is this happen every year? Yes, Sister? Hello, Sister Tahany? Hello, Sister, can you hear me?
Yes, sister?
Yeah, okay, I'll repeat the questions.
Okay.
Okay, so have you you already know about the animal killed by the Zionists? Is this happen every year?
There is cut in the voice. Please repeat.
Oh, okay. We already know about the animal killed by the Zionists. Is this happen every year or what?
Yes, assalamu alaikum. At first, actually, in Gaza, not only people suffer from destruction and displacement, but also animals, plants, and other innocent souls. Everything is subject to attack and destruction. Every soul that Allah has created, it may be killed for no reason. The recent aggression in Gaza affected in a way that exceeded expectation in all fields, for human, for animals, stones, trees, green and dry land. Enormous number of agricultural lands were destroyed, were targeted, and big damage was caused to crops, to farms, gardens, and natural monuments, which led to destruction in the livestock yards, and also displacement of many of them to other places. Perhaps it would be safer, but it was not. And making a big crime against nature is nothing but evidence of the ugliness of the principles of the Zionist enemy, and its usual horror and fear, which didn't come a year in Gaza, and the Israeli enemy didn't kill innocent people and souls, animals, plants, who have no fault, but that they were created in Gaza, whether human or animal.
Oke, jadi teman-teman, saya jelasin dikit bahwa tadi Sister Tahany bilang, tadi saya bertanya bahwa apakah hewan-hewan di sana selalu menjadi target sasaran oleh Zionis? Seperti yang teman-teman tahu bahwa di aksi cepat tanggap kemarin di sosial media, kita melihat beberapa hewan kurban atau kambing di sana sempat menjadi target serangan Zionis. Dan tadi Sister Tahany bilang, memang tidak hanya manusia yang menjadi target serangan oleh Zionis ini, tapi juga semua makhluk hidup, bahkan seperti tumbuhan, bahkan ladang-ladang kosong di sana, agrikultur, pertanian, semua di sana juga menjadi target serangan. Jadi memang serangan ini terjadi setiap tahun, khususnya untuk juga hewan-hewan ini, dan juga mereka sepertinya apa ya, tidak ada yang luput dari serangan di sana itu. Jadi tidak pandang bulu serangan di sana itu. Oke. The video is off. Sister Tahany, hello? Okay, sister. Okay, thank you. So, how's the current situation in Gaza right now? Is it safe, or maybe many attacks happen in recent day?
Yes, sister. In fact, more than 1 month after the end of the aggression and beginning of the ceasefire between the Zionist occupation and the resistant factions or the Palestinian side, the security situation is still unstable, unreassuring, due to the continuous provocation and continuous threat from the Zionist occupation to implement or to execute what was the reason of launching the recent aggression, which is storming the Masjid al-Aqsa and also the expulsion of the Palestinian from their houses in Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood. And the very important point that they haven't execute their promise to alleviate the suffering of Palestine in Gaza Strip. The humanitarian situation is very difficult in Gaza Strip, as for the reconstruction of what the occupation destroyed in terms of the buildings and the infrastructure. The reconstruction process has not begun yet, as the crossings are still semi-closed. They work every week for a few hours to enter some foodstuff, few medicine, few fuels for the body plant. Gaza Strip continue to force the shortage in electricity. The electricity only 5 hours per day, and that led to a problem or no access for water for the houses in Gaza. thousands of Palestinians inside Gaza are displaced as their houses were destroyed and no solution for them. Also, we can talk about the chemical crossing Karam Abu Salim that is closed from the beginning of for most of basic stuff. Also, in health sector, system is under a lot of pressure because of there is staff shortage, lack of medical supplies, and the patient. We can talk about the patient with cancer. Few number of them who can get their medical treatment in hospitals of West Bank and Al-Quds. As you know, there is no treatment in Gaza. They forced to travel via air crossing to West Bank, Al-Quds, or the hospitals in Israel. But few number of them who can travel. Israeli also authorities allowed fishing in Gaza Sea and make restriction for sailing to few meals. More than 50,000 Palestinians work in fishing sector, and that affect them badly. The situation in general, we can talk in Gaza Strip is unstable. There are threats to explode the situation again and to make a bombardment again, to renew this aggression. A number of martyrs and injured will be fall again. This is the general situation in Gaza now.
Okay, sister, thank you. So, hold on, I will explain it to sahabat termawan. Jadi sahabat termawan, tadi Sister Tahany bilang bahwa kondisi di Gaza saat ini masih belum stabil semenjak agresi dari serangan Zionis sebulan yang lalu, dan juga saat ini masih banyak saudara-saudara kita di sana yang masih menjadi korban dan mereka masih membutuhkan bantuan. Jadi tadi sudah dibilang bahwa mereka butuh pangan, butuh obat, karena di sana electricity cuma 5 jam per hari, listrik di sana cuma 5 jam per hari, terus mereka juga nggak punya akses air bersih. Dan juga dibilang banyak banget saudara-saudara kita di Gaza yang kehidupannya, pekerjaannya itu menjadi nelayan, sementara mereka dibatasi pergerakannya, bahkan di laut pun oleh Zionis. Jadi kehidupannya masih belum stabil seperti yang teman-teman tahu. Di sana di darat juga, di laut juga mereka semakin tidak bisa bergerak karena pengekangan yang terjadi oleh Zionis. Jadinya seperti yang dibilang banyak korban-korban jatuhan yang belum dibawa, bahkan akses ke Israel pun sulit ke sana. Jadi betul-betul terkungkung di dalam area di Gaza itu, seperti itu. Okay, sister, talking about Iduladha, we will face the Iduladha soon. How's the preparation in Qurban in Gaza this year? Actually, after the ACT Palestine built there, is it are your team already prepared the Qurban for this year in Gaza?
Actually, to talk about preparation of Palestinian Qurban this year, actually Gaza is once again suffering. Hundreds of people have died, including children. Thousands have been left homeless due to the ongoing crisis. People in Gaza are running out of supplies. About Qurban means sacrifice. Every year during the Islamic month of Al-Hijjah, Muslims around the world slaughter an animal, goat, sheep, camel, cow, to reflect the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam willingness to sacrifice his son Ismail for the sake of Allah. Eid al-Adha in Gaza comes while Gazans fear a very hard economic and living conditions. They suffer from high percentage of poverty and unemployment. As the imposed siege on Gaza, many people can no longer buy the Eid Qurbani, which has become a dream for individual to buy a sacrifice to practice Sunnah of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or even to bring the happiness to his family. the price in Gaza of Qurbani are higher than previous years, the highest in the world. But we say in this year, Eid al-Adha will come, inshallah, and Qurban distributions will continue in Gaza despite the destructive impacts of the siege, hard blockade, recent aggression against Gaza, and also the global pandemic COVID-19. There is a good preparation, inshallah, for this Eid to make a big program of Qurbani to let people here to get their to get the meat that they can taste it is only in Eid al-Adha, and they wait it from Eid to Eid. We prepare, inshallah, for good season, inshallah, for Qurban.
Okay, it's glad to hear that ACT in Palestine already prepared the Qurban for people in Gaza. Jadi sahabat termawan, tadi Sister Tahany bilang, saya bertanya sebelumnya, bagaimana persiapan Qurban di Gaza tahun ini, semenjak apalagi tahun ini sudah ada ACT Palestina di sana berdiri. Sister Tahany bilang sebelumnya bahwa tentu kalian sudah tahu bahwa saudara-saudara kita di Palestina ini banyak yang tidak bekerja, jadi jangankan untuk membeli hewan kurban, untuk makan sehari-hari saja mereka mungkin tidak terfikirkan akan makan apa, karena memang kebutuhan makan di sana sulit didapatkan gitu, apalagi orang-orang tadi tidak bekerja dan mungkin anak-anak kehilangan orang tuanya, jadi banyak yang mungkin tidak mengharapkan ada keistimewaan kurban tahun ini seperti tahun-tahun sebelumnya. Dan tadi juga dibilang mungkin kurban di Gaza ini harganya termahal di dunia karena memang sulit untuk mendapatkan hewan di sana, dan juga pasti harganya mahal karena tidak seperti di negara-negara lainnya. Memang kurban di Palestina ini sangat istimewa ya sahabat. Jadi tadi Sister Tahany bilang mungkin ini adalah kurban termahal di dunia. Jadi orang-orang di sana tidak hanya untuk melaksanakan sunnahnya seperti yang diajarkan oleh Nabi Ibrahim dan juga Nabi Ismail, tapi juga mereka lebih dari itu, yaitu membawa kesenangan untuk keluarga-keluarganya dan khususnya saudara-saudara di Gaza yang mengalami kesulitan di sana. Okay, Sister Tahany will continue. How is the cooperation between Indonesia and Palestine that has been established so far in celebration Qurban, especially in Gaza?
Yes, sister, Indonesia is one of the largest countries supporting Palestinian people in all of their circumstances, not only on Eid al-Adha. Indonesia is always mentioned in Gaza Strip as a strong supporter for Palestinian and for our Palestinian issue. Financially and morally supportive of the Palestinian people. Indonesia, and through its charitable organizations, provides its continuous support, especially during the month of Ramadan and Eid al-Adha. Qurban season has the greatest specialization, as many Indonesians contribute to allocate their sacrifice in Palestine. And as there are a large number of calves, sheep, camels, cows that are slaughtered every year, and also, inshallah, this year with generous donation from the people of Indonesia. And also, as Eid, they don't forget to support the Palestinian children with Eid clothes to enter happiness to their heart.
Are they happy about this? That Indonesian people always support Qurban and Eid clothes in Gaza?
Yes.
Oke, jadi teman-teman tadi saya nanya ke Sister Tahany gimana kerjasama atau dukungan Indonesia untuk Palestina tentang kurban ini dan khususnya tahun ini. Tadi Sister Tahany bilang bahwa masyarakat Gaza ini senang banget sama bantuan-bantuan yang Indonesia kirimkan, khususnya apalagi kita nih ACT setiap tahun selalu mengirimkan daging kurban yang banyak ke sana, ada kambing, ada sapi, bahkan juga unta yang harganya tuh nggak murah di sana gitu. Jadi alhamdulillah mereka bahagia menerima kurbannya, kurban teman-teman semua, dan juga nggak hanya kurban, tapi kita juga mengirim baju atau ikut membelanjakan baju baru untuk adik-adik di sana. Jadi mereka tidak hanya menerima daging sebagai apa ya, untuk makan di hari raya yang bahagia itu, tapi juga mereka mendapatkan baju baru selayaknya kita di Indonesia merayakan Idul Adha atau Idul Fitri dengan penuh sukacita. Jadi Indonesia ini selalu namanya terdengar di Gaza khususnya karena mengirimkan banyak daging kurban ke Gaza. Khususnya juga kasih cepat tanggap nih, insya Allah tahun ini kembali mengirimkan kurban terbaik untuk saudara-saudari di Gaza. Okay, sister, about the needs of Gaza. How often do they eat the meat actually in Gaza, and especially the resident in areas that affected by the attacks of Zionis?
Actually, there is a big need to provide poor and needy families and affected families in the Gaza Strip with the sacrificial meat to improve the food security and alleviate the psychological suffering for most of them, especially marginalized during Eid al-Adha. Can you imagine that large number of families wait Eid al-Adha, and I hear that in my ear that they said that we wait Eid al-Adha to eat the meat. They can't taste it only in Eid al-Adha. The reason is that the price of meat is very high in Gaza. As there is lack in number of livestock that Israel imposed restrictions in importing them from Egypt or from Israeli side, and also the food of the livestock is very expensive. And in the recent period, Israel prevent entering this food of the livestock to the animals here and make big problem. This come in the time of the hard situation that the people live here, so they can't buy the meat in this high price. Also, as you said, the continuous attack of from Israeli side to the livestock and the stockyards that kill lots of animals here in Gaza.
Okay, how do you feel when you hear by yourself that they only can get the meat in Idul Adha?
I hear more than this thing. I hear every day, and I visit every day lots of families that you can't imagine how they live. Not like meat. Many families can't eat bread for many days. There is big suffering actually.
So they really wait the Idul Adha moment to get the meat, right?
Sorry.
So they really wait the Idul Adha. So
Yes, of course. Lots of family, not few families. I know families very very well. Lots of families, regions, complete regions that they can't buy the meat only in Eid al-Adha. They can get it from the donors or from the people who sacrifice only. The price of meat is very high, very very high in Gaza, very high, and the economic situation is very bad. So they can't buy. Yes,
they can afford the meat even for the daily meal.
Today,
how about the daily meal? Can they afford?
We can talk about meal that not consist of meat. They can eat the meals that consist of the there is lots of family depend on the external aid from the food parcel that they get from the donors, from the charitable organization that consist of rice, flour, sugar, like this. They depend on it in their daily meat. in beans, canned beans, like this only. This is their daily meal. And I visit lots of houses without taking permission or taking time, and I surprised that they haven't they haven't food to eat in their houses, and their children cry from hunger. I surprised from many families that live like that. If we search more and more, we find lots of families also, and they don't ask for help. Lots of families don't ask for help.
Okay, so sorry to hear that, Miss Sister Tahany. We also feel the support from you. Okay. Jadi sahabat Sister Tahany ini kayaknya kebawa emosi gara-gara mungkin dia sering bertemu saudara-saudara di sana, melakukan kunjungan seperti itu untuk membagikan bantuan. Mereka jangankan untuk daging yang setiap tahun mereka rasakan hanya iduladha, tapi juga makanan sehari-hari mereka bahkan tidak punya gitu, karena harga daging di sana sangat mahal, sementara mereka tidak punya pekerjaan dan tidak punya penghasilan, sehingga jangankan untuk daging, untuk sehari-hari pun mereka tidak punya, dan mereka benar-benar hanya menggantungkan stok pangan ya dari bantuan-bantuan sahabat dermawan khususnya. Tadi Sister Tahany bilang mereka di rumah, waktu itu Sister Tahany datang salah satu rumah, mereka tidak punya makanan sama sekali, tidak punya satupun atau apapun yang bisa dimakan, dan anaknya menangis karena kelaparan. Tuh mungkin kita yang di sini nggak merasakan itu, tapi teman-teman ACT yang di sana yang bertemu langsung dengan saudara-saudara kita di sana merasakan bagaimana inginnya mereka membantu saudara-saudara yang susah di sana, tapi terbatas mungkin karena mungkin hanya sedikit yang terbantu. Untuk itu kita di sini di Indonesia selalu mengajak teman-teman sahabat dermawan khususnya untuk membantu saudara-saudara di Palestina. Okay, Sister, how is the availability of livestock there? Are there restrictions on livestock supply from the Israel to Palestine, and is it sufficient for Qurban this year?
Yes, Sister. Actually, the Palestinian Ministry of Agriculture warned this month, June, this month, of catastrophe in the Gaza Strip due to the shortage of animal feed as a result of the Israeli blockade in Gaza, and they prevent this fodder to enter Gaza. A major disaster hit the animal production sector in Gaza due to the lack of fodder needed to feed the animals. The shortage of feed has caused the death of thousands of poultry and livestock in the Gaza Strip. It was caused by Israeli refusal to allow fodder through Kerm Abu Salim crossing, chemical crossing, since the launch of the aggression in May this month, for more than 1 month. And it's also normal. The number of livestock in Gaza Strip is not enough and doesn't meet the need. Usually, the Gazans, especially before Eid al-Adha, wait for the livestock to enter from the crossings, which until this moment, not this crossing haven't been opened. And there is a severe shortage of livestock till now.
Okay. Jadi tadi saya nanya ke Sister Tahany gimana kondisi di sana, apakah aman stoknya. Tapi lagi-lagi ini berkaitan dengan kondisi di sana, karena tidak hanya membicarakan tentang hewannya saja, tapi makanan dan juga air yang menjadi makanan untuk hewannya bahkan tidak ada. Jadi ini sangat sulit karena air saja tidak ada, bagaimana hewan-hewan itu bisa bertahan gitu. Dan tadi juga dibilang bahwa perbatasannya sampai sekarang belum dibuka, jadi hewan-hewan itu masih belum bisa masuk, dan bahkan mereka pernah merasakan bahwa perbatasan itu tidak dibuka, jadi saudara-saudara kita di sana tidak mendapatkan gitu. Jadi memang sangat sulit menunaikan kurban di sana. Jadi tapi tidak main-main ya pahalanya teman-teman melakukan dan juga membantu saudara-saudara di bumi Syam, di bumi para nabi. Teman-teman mengirimkan kebahagiaan, apalagi ini di momen yang paling spesial yaitu momen iduladha. Apalagi tahun ini tidak ada haji, jadi teman-teman bisa nih merayakan atau memuliakan bulan Dzulhijjah dengan melakukan kurban di Palestina. Last sister, do you have any messages to convey Indonesia brother and sister to do the kurbani or sacrifice in Gaza?
Brothers and sisters in Indonesia, we are in Palestine, the Holy Land, land of Ribat. Allah write ajr and reward for our existence in this land, and write ajr and reward for the one who support the steadfastness and existence of to this land. Your support will be rewarded from Allah, will help to reinforce the existence of Palestinians, and will help to end existence of Israel. Actually, all thanks, respect, appreciation, gratitude for your efforts and support for our steadfastness in Palestine. وجزاكم الله خيرا.
I got goosebumps about your last word, Sister Tahany. So we hope that we can support Palestinian people actually in Gaza, especially to do the Qurban this year, so we can make them happy and feel this Qurban special.
الله خيرا إن شاء الله جزاكم الله خيرا.
Jazakumullah, sister. Thank you for having chat with me today and talking about the Qurban in Gaza. We'll have soon and talking about other about other program in Palestine with ACT Palestine. Thank you, Sister Tahany. Thank you for having me.
Most welcome. Thank you, Alex.
Oke, sahabat dermawan, tadi kita udah ngobrol. Tadi pesan terakhirnya dari Sister Tahany bikin merinding bahwa Palestina, bumi para nabi, bumi terbaik, bumi yang Allah ciptakan memang untuk kebaikan-kebaikan di sana. Jadi Sister Tahany mengajak semua sahabat dermawan untuk melakukan kurban di Palestina. Memang tidak mudah ya melakukan kurban di Palestina seperti tahun-tahun sebelumnya, namun kita berharap tahun ini bisa merayakan kurban di sana dan juga mengirimkan makanan terbaik untuk saudara-saudara. Apalagi sebulan sebelumnya mereka mendapat serangan dari Zionis yang membuat mereka hari ini tidak tahu tidur di mana, tidak tahu makan apa. Insya Allah kurban kita bisa membahagiakan mereka di hari raya Idul Adha nanti. Jadi teman-teman nih yang belum berkurban, hari ini sudah gajian, insya Allah gajiannya dipakai buat kurban dulu nih, khususnya untuk saudara-saudara di Palestina. Langsung ke globalkurban.com atau ke indonesiadermawan.id atau beli di pasarsedekah.com. Semuanya sama, semuanya memberikan keberkahan kurban, memberikan keberkahan sedekah, dan insya Allah menjadi ibadah terbaik, tidak hanya di bulan Dzulhijjah saja, tapi juga di tahun ini, khususnya untuk sahabat rumah semua. Akhir kata, saya Intan, jangan lupa tunaikan kurbannya di globalkurban.com, di indonesiadermawan.id atau di pasarsedekah.com khusus untuk Palestina. Insya Allah teman-teman mendapat keberkahannya dan juga saudara-saudara kita yang mendapat yang di Palestina mendapat juga keberkahannya. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Thank you Sister Tahany dan terima kasih juga sahabat dermawan semua yang ada di rumah yang telah menyaksikan. Semoga kita bisa segera menunaikan kurban kita tahun ini. Saya Intan pamit undur diri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.